I don't think so.
All right. So anyway, we're good to go. Um,
Okay.
so you've never heard of Key and Peele before, huh?
Wait, actually, I know him, but I just don't know his name.
Oh, okay. Well, they have a
Yeah,
cool show, Key and Peele. Anyway, we'll maybe touch on that later. So Emmy, how have you been?
I'm good. Just kind of busy with the schoolwork.
Yeah, I know. What school are you going to?
New England Conservatory.
New England Conservatory. And when did you start there?
I just came here last summer, so September. Yeah.
September. That's funny. We both left China in the same month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What day in September did you arrive in the U.S.?
Actually, I arrived on uh, what day is it? 26th of August.
Okay,
But
26th
the
of
school
August.
starts at yeah, the school starts in September.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. You got to get there early, got to get settled in. I arrived in back in the U.S. On September 4th.
Mm.
So right after you. That's why I knew. The last time I saw you, I think it was at Nine Club, right?
Yeah, it was yeah. And it was like long ago, I feel like.
Yeah, it does feel long. I mean, it's been at least 6 months now. Um,
Yep.
so and I mean, I loved it. Um, are you so? Are you what are you studying there at the New England Conservatory?
My major is actually jazz voice, but currently I'm also studying jazz piano because
Jazz
I
voice.
kind of want to just like get into the piano stuff and then like sometimes accompany myself or solo on piano.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started to play acoustic guitar was because
Ah,
I wanted to have, I'm a singer, but I wanted to have
mhm.
accompaniment for my voice. And acoustic guitar is portable. I could bring it everywhere with me, and I could, make up my own little songs and melodies and sing along with them. And
Yeah,
because I have this
yeah.
obsession with singing, like I just love it so much.
Hmm.
So, and of course sometimes, a cappella is great, but when you have some nice accompaniment, even if it's very simple, um, it's nice. So, so Nine Club, we met there. I don't exactly know when. It was definitely like a few months before um, you left to come to the United States.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so.
did you when we first met? Were you singing on stage that night, or were you just there as a spectator?
I um I think I sang songs. Yeah, I sang one blues and maybe just a blues or there's another song, but I forgot.
Because I just remember thinking, I was like, man, her voice is so amazing. Like you have so much control over your
Thank
voice.
you.
Like it's incredible. And another thing that's great is, I mean, so where are you from originally? Where were you born?
I was born in the city. Dang it, totally forgot what is it called. It's Taizhou,
Oh,
the
Taijo.
city.
Okay,
Yeah, it's also in Zhejiang province.
it's also in Zhejiang province. Okay, and when did you move to Hangzhou, where we met?
Actually, I started living in Hangzhou since the year of 2017 because I
Okay,
need to go to college there, and then I just moved there.
and so were you were studying music there, of course, right?
Yes.
I know the group of people that I met you with, they were all fellow music students.
Yeah, and also actually, the first time I went there, it was my tutor and also another teacher of mine brought us there. We
Mm,
just want to tell, like, at school nights, that's what we usually do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's nice you get to practice. I mean, that's such a great thing that, I mean, to be able to go to school and pursue something that you really enjoy doing, which is
Yeah,
music.
it's so different from, like, you just stay in the practice room and just practice on your own. But, like, I really enjoy just playing or singing with the band because
Yeah,
it make you feel like you're really doing music, and also like there might be some little like temporary issues like you made a mistake or something, you could, like something could happen to you sometimes.
Yeah.
But you gotta like get used to it.
Yeah, that whole improvisational atmosphere of being on stage at Nine Club was pretty great. I mean, I enjoyed that. And sometimes, of course, people played covers. I know you did some, do cover songs, but like just the whole fact, like you said, it's live and, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So how long are you, so New England Conservatory, what state is that, in Boston?
Yeah, it's in Boston.
And how long are you going to be there?
I only like study here for 2 years, so I might just graduate next summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next summer.
And so, and then what's your next move after that? What are you going to do after that?
Well, it's kind of hard actually. I kind of want to just go to Berkeley or something. I don't know, like I really want to like teach here, or because I enjoy the vibe, like
Yeah.
although like there are not really like many musicians in Boston, but there are like hundreds of jazz musicians or even popular singers in New York or somewhere else. So I kind of want to stay here, but it's kind of hard for me to like do this. So it's like I'll just try to like get a job here. If I'm not able to do that, I'll just like go back to China and then maybe just teach in China. But I'll still like do jazz.
I think that you'll be able to get a job out here teaching. I also know, I happen to know quite a few music teachers, particularly in California. Yeah, I know. Off the top of my head right now, I know at least 3 people who teach music in California. So, just because, being a musician myself, if I can even call it that, then, I've played a lot of shows and met a lot of people. And sometimes one of the things that a lot of musicians do to survive, so to speak, is they teach music. So there are lots of places to teach. And why were you thinking Berkeley, like California, for example? Because that's what you mentioned earlier.
Oh, well, Berkeley is the nearest place. I mean, because I think since I'm staying here, I'm living here, like, I'm already living here for like half a year. I kind of like this city. It's quiet and peaceful. I mean, like, teaching in Berkeley might be good. And also I met some, some students from Berkeley, and I feel like it's kind of like interesting to like stay with these like kind of like this group of children. I mean, like, they're young and talented. Oh my God. I wish I could like spend time with them and play music or something, like learn from them, but also like teach them.
Yeah. Yeah, there are, when you find some people, especially the young kids who absorb everything like sponges, who really love music, that's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And you also, a lot of people, I mean, I guess people do understand this, but you also learn a lot from your students, and,
yeah,
you learn how different people learn, and then you get a little feedback from that, and you change the way you approach sometimes, and it makes you better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I did hear, I know that you had let me hear a song that you recorded sometime. Have you been recording anything lately?
No. Actually, like, ever since I got here, I just stopped recording any of the popular music stuff, because I need to, like, get away from them for a while, because I'm studying jazz music, and it's totally, like, different.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, because, like, when you're singing jazz, you need to, like, think. Not like popular music, you just like express yourself and sing out the lyrics and try to like, oh, I'm gonna like consider how am I gonna do with my voice, how am I gonna do with like the timbre to make it sound better or something. But in jazz, it's more important to think, like when you're doing the improvisation, or like you should listen to the band, and like when you're doing trade or something, it's like really important for a singer to like treat herself like an instrument.
Yes.
So that's what I've been doing. So like I stopped recording any of the vocal songs of popular music. I'm just like trying to focus on jazz.
So focusing on jazz though, and not doing popular music, have you even been composing any original compositions, or like what does that look like for you in the future? Like, will you be doing that?
Oh, yeah, I'm actually taking some composition classes with the teachers in the school right now. So I try to for last semester I rearranged several Chinese songs,
Yeah.
folk music of course, and then I did it in the Logic Pro and like it to the teachers and also the classmates, and it was kind of nice, but I still want to do something like more
Yeah.
like jazz. So I'm still working on that, and I got one of my new original songs almost coming out. I mean, I'm not gonna like put it on Spotify or something, but like I just want to like complete it. So I
Yes.
wrote the lyrics, the melody, and still working on the arrangement of that. It's actually like most difficult part for me to do the arrangement.
Well, I hope that, when you do finish it and record it, at least if you don't put it on Spotify, at least share it with me. I'd love to hear some more of your
Okay,
music.
I will.
你会说英国很好，很美国人不会说中文，你知道吗？
But you can speak Chinese.
Yeah, but you know, like not lots of Americans, even people who lived in China as well, like me, uh, didn't learn. I knew a guy out there. He was there for 12 years already, and I asked him. I said, so do you speak Chinese? And he says, no. He's like, why should I? I'm not going to be staying here forever. I'm like, but you've already been here for 12 years.
Well, that's kind of harsh. I mean, like, it's okay because, like, now Chinese people were able to speak English. I mean, most of them.
I don't know
Although,
about
like,
that. I haven't met a lot of Chinese people there who speak English, except because I started hanging out in the places where a lot of foreigners, a lot of other Laowai were going to. So I didn't, I met people who can speak English there, and that's another fascinating thing, though, too. I mean, it's kind of an international joke that a lot of Americans, only speak English and don't speak any other languages, while people in other countries like China speak 2 or 3 languages. And your English is impeccable. It's just as almost nearly as good as your singing voice. So I'm of course you learned in school, but when did you start studying English? Was it like in elementary school? Like your English is amazing.
oh, thank you. Actually, I started learning English. Wait, when was it? Like when I was in kindergarten, but it's
Dang.
actually not true. Well, I didn't learn anything from school actually,
Yeah.
because I feel like I learned English from TV series because I'm a
Okay.
huge Disney fan.
Okay.
So yeah, like you will like feel I like you would think that I'm pretty weird because I love Hannah Montana. It's like my favorite show ever. So I love both English and singing from Hannah Montana.
No, I actually learned how to speak Japanese that way. Not from
Oh,
Hannah
like
Montana,
anime.
of course, but not anime.
Okay.
I was actually watching a lot of Japanese samurai movies, and
Ah,
I was just because I use Japanese swords, so I was just interested in the culture and around specifically the kendo culture or the sword culture from Japan. So I was just really interested in that, and so I started watching movies about that, and then I looked at the subtitles and listened to what they were saying, and fortunately a lot of the movies that I had listened to, the translations were pretty accurate, so that when I started speaking to Japanese people, they could understand, and they were surprised that I spoke Japanese so well. And when I say so well, it's not that like even you can hear when I speak, Putonghua, my accent is off, but at least people can understand me in the context or understand mostly what I'm saying. And it was the same thing speaking Japanese, is that Japanese doesn't have the tones like Chinese languages do, but you can tell that I'm a foreigner speaking the language. But I was just grateful that people can understand me.
yeah, because I mean, it's actually like so amazing that you can speak Japanese and you learn Japanese this way. Because Japanese, I feel like Japanese way more difficult than Chinese. Because they have like different words for different situations.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to speak it differently when you're speaking to an elderly.
That's true.
Like, the words, like, the usage of that would be different.
But Chinese languages don't have an alphabet. And so you have like 4,000 or 5,000 different characters. And
yeah.
And then, and Japanese took the characters from Chinese and selected a few of them to make an alphabet. And so you can spell words with the sound. And I think that's why it's a little bit easier for me to learn Japanese or even Korean and some of the other Asian languages because they have an alphabet. But languages like Chinese language and Thai, Thai also has tones. They have like 5 tones. And then, as you know, in China, in each different city, there's a slightly different accent or dialect,
Yeah.
So I was talking to my friend Robert Woods Ledoux the other day about music, and we talked about me being in China, and I told him how that, in some places, the number 4 and the number 10, when some people say it with a different accent from different Chinese cities, I get confused because I'm hearing them say either sure or s, and I'm just like, wait a minute, is it 44? Is it 40? 14? Like, how much? How much is it? And so sometimes that would confuse me because some people. So how would you say the number 4, for example?
Number 4?
Yeah.
4.
Say it again.
4.
And then what about 10?
Sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. 4, sure, but some people would say 10 as 4.
Yeah, that's like their accent because they're from different part of China.
Yeah, so it seems like you speak more like Putonghua, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like more like the standard what the Chinese government wants, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I think that's interesting. That's a fascinating thing to do because it's important because I think, Chinese government wants people to be able to communicate more clearly, more easily, more effortlessly to bring everybody together. But there are some dialects, like for example, as you know, maybe you don't know this is what some people call it, but have you ever heard of what is known as the devil's language in China?
What is that?
So a lot of people, there's one. Well, maybe I'll let you guess again. There's one city in eastern China where their language is so different from all of the other Chinese. It's not.
Oh, I feel that. Actually, I feel that. It's actually just somewhere near my hometown. Because also the dialect in my hometown it's close to devil language. It's like that. It's crazy.
I first learned about it when I was in New York because, interestingly enough, in a certain part of Chinatown in New York, a lot of people actually speak this dialect. And I'm just... it's Wenzhouhua.
Yep. Like, yeah, that city. Everybody knows that. It's like, It's like hard as hell.
So I first, when I first started learning, I thought that I was going to go to China and I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn how to speak Chinese. So in America, we think, okay, Chinese. Like you think English, one language, right? So I thought Chinese is just one language. So I foolishly started to learn Wenzhouhua. And so then I go to China and everybody's like, 你说什么? Like, what are you saying? and like, it's funny because some words in Wenzhouhua from Wenzhou are more like some words in Spanish than they are any of the Chinese languages. For example, there's a few different ways to say grandma in Putonghua, right? So you could say...
Yeah.
So how would you say grandma? Like grandma on the father's side.
奶奶.
And then grandma on the mother's side.
外婆.
Yeah. So, now, do you know how to say grandma in Spanish?
I don't know.
And it's abuela.
Abuela?
Abuela, yeah. And
Abuela.
yeah, and
Okay.
in Wenzhou they say abu.
Abu. Oh, yeah. I call my grandma, grandma on mother's side, I
Yeah.
call her Abu.
Yeah, but that's interesting. So it's so much different from what people would normally say,
Yep.
Waipo or and so I'm just like, okay, but that's in Wenzhou. So the language was so different that I had to reteach myself. I had to completely erase it because most people didn't speak unless I went there. I only met two people who spoke Wenzhouhua, and it was because it was a mother and her son who I met in Hangzhou. And anyway, so are you in jazz now? What I think would be fascinating is, have you been the song that you're working on now? Is it all in English?
Yep. So far.
Okay. Do you plan on doing any any jazz songs in Chinese language?
Well, actually, I tried. Well, I told you I was rearranging the Chinese folk music,
Right.
so I could do that in a jazz, the style of jazz. But I'm also thinking maybe I can get some lyrics in the Chinese. My original music, original lyrics, but I will use the melody from a jazz standard or something, and combine them together. I feel like it's kind of fun because it was just last week I went to one of our professors' studio, and I was singing the song called "Prelude to a Kiss," and he asked me, "Oh, Emmy, can you do that in Chinese?" I was like, "Okay, I'll try to do it," but I try to first I just try to translate this straight into Chinese. I was like, I can't. It's just so hard. If you just translate the lyrics, it
Right.
does not make sense. But I would I can do it I would write another lyrics for that.
Right.
New lyrics for the song. It might sound good. Probably. But most of the time I would rather just rearrange the Chinese the traditional Chinese songs in a jazz. That would be better. And also because I always wanted jazz, this kind of music, to be more popular in China. And I feel like this might be a good way for most of the Chinese people to accept jazz.
Right.
So start from the traditional Chinese song, and they were like, oh, so I've heard this before, but this is a new version. It's kind of cool.
Right.
And
Now, jazz, I don't know. I have not heard a lot of people enjoying jazz. I don't think anybody at all, except for you, in China. Most people like those acoustic guitar kind of love ballads that they're singing in China a lot. That's the modern style is what I've heard a lot.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's ni zai na li lai, this kind of thing, and it's just a lot of love ballads, which is interesting because it's very close to an older style of American love ballads from I think the early 80s, late 70s that started becoming popular. Maybe the 80s more
Yeah.
But a lot of the really popular Chinese that you'll hear in the coffee shops and stuff like that. And a lot of people, with acoustic guitars, if they play on the street corners or whatever, they are playing mostly kind of like this. At least that's what I saw. But no jazz. It was rock and roll, acoustic stuff, ballads, but very little jazz.
Yeah. I think it's because the musicians now, they just combine all the genres together, because I feel people are really into neo soul or R&B, something like that.
Yeah.
But they're just jazz is the father of popular music.
Yeah.
Although his father is work song or something. I know that clearly in my mind. Work song is the origin of everything. Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Also there were another origin of work song, of course. But people in this generation, they were more into those super fancy music to feel like, oh, the groove sounds so good, sounds so different because they
Yeah.
were listening to like ballads. I mean, Chinese love songs all the time.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this could be jazz, this might be jazz. And some people even think like neo soul is jazz.
Right.
So like this kind of mislead them into
Right.
another, like, I don't know, like they were thinking, oh, anything could be jazz. Like what they think is jazz will be jazz. I mean, they just like totally mixed them. And also like, I feel like people were listening to, is that called like smooth jazz? I don't know if there is like a word to describe this. This is like something, you know, like people played in the cafe in China, like all the time. It's like the best place for you to study, for you to like hang out with your friends and chat. So like they play light music, and then
Yeah.
this is kind of the music that people would like because they only treat music as like a background thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would never really like listen to music. They just want something to like be by your side, and you're doing your.
Yes.
So this is like this is like what you were gonna do with music.
Yeah, they want to create an ambiance, to create the atmosphere, and not really have music be something that you pay attention to. It's just supposed to be like just another thing, you know, like another object in the background. And I can get that, but yeah, you're right. A lot of it, from what I've heard, would be considered to be like smooth jazz, or like there's actually a genre of music, and I'm not very good with genres at all. But there's actually one form that's called easy listening.
Mm.
So, and if you look at easy listening, it's very related to what would be called smooth jazz and some of the jazz genres. And there's a guy that's very popular, who played actually one of the saxophone forms. So the first instrument I ever played was saxophone. It was a tenor saxophone, and then I moved up to alto sax. But there's one called soprano saxophone. And there's a very popular guy named Kenny G. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I know him.
So that's like kind of like the smooth jazz, easy listening type of music, where there's there's no lyrics. It's just the saxophone and maybe some bass and drums, and it's just supposed to be played in the background. You know, so it's like, you know, you take somebody on a date, you go to one of these places, and they're playing this in the background. You know, this kind of thing. And yeah, it's just supposed to create a mood, you know. But that's not what you're into, is it?
I'm sorry?
So that's not what you're into, for the most
No,
part.
definitely not. But I would enjoy it if I, like, you know, in a cafe or a library. Oh, no, they won't play music in the library. I mean, somewhere else, like in a store or something. I would love to hear any kinds of music, not just like jazz or ballad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would accept all kinds of music, but I'm not gonna like, cause I feel it's not easy for me to listen to music right now. Cause every time when I try to listen to music, I feel like I'm studying, I'm working. Like I would try to figure out, like what's the arrangement of this, or like how does this singer sound, and also like what instrument does he use, or like how bad or how good do you think the like the trumpet player or something he plays.
So you're really analyzing the music from a very academic perspective right now.
I need to do that. I'm trying to like persuade myself, because I hate doing that. I feel like music is something like make you relax,
Right.
or like make you feel happy, because I feel really happy when I'm doing music or singing with somebody else's, or like watching a show. But ever since I brought myself into this kind of situation, I feel I can't do this. It's like so annoying, because like music now is like around my head, and I need to like think. I need to like plan for this, like what I'm gonna do with this song. Oh my god, this is so annoying.
Well, I have the opposite problem, because I don't know very much about music theory at all. And so when I listen to music, I'm not analyzing it. I'm feeling it emotionally, for the most part.
Well, that's great. That is great.
So let's take a moment to listen really quickly here to one of the tracks that Emmy sent me, and it's simply called Baby. I believe it's a cover song. It doesn't sound familiar to me, but her voice is amazing, and you'll get to hear that very clearly. The recording sounds like an old record, like a vinyl recording. I don't know if that was done on purpose, but it actually sounds really cool like that. But most importantly, like I said, you'll hear her amazing voice. And after that, then we'll get back in eavesdropping on our conversation.
Was always only just a little game to you. All the time I felt you give your heart, I thought that I would do the same to you. Tell the truth, I think I should have seen it coming from a mile when the words won't say. 'Cause baby, I'm a fool who think it could have fallen in love. If I gave a soft assassination, I would know it wasn't right to care. Logic doesn't seem to mind that I am fascinated by the love affair. Still, my heart would benefit from a little tenderness from time to time. But never mind, 'cause baby, I'm a fool who thinks you could have fallen in love. Baby, I should hold on just a moment and be sure it's not for vanity. Look me in the eye and tell me love is never based upon insanity. Even when my heart is beating, hurry up and moment, fleeting. Kiss me now, don't ask me how. 'Cause, baby, I'm a fool who think his could have fall. Baby, I'm a fool who think his could have fall. And I would never tell you became a fool and fell in love.
And I know very little. Like, I know the very basics of music theory now. Like, I know as far as English goes, you know, we have Every Good Boy Does Fine and FACE. As far as the treble music, the treble clef and the treble staff, right? I know some basic stuff like time signatures, 4/4, blah blah blah. I know the keys on a piano, you know, in the key of C. I know the strings on the guitar, and I know how they go from E, A, D, G, B, G, B, E again. But other than that, I don't know very much. And even when I'm playing guitar or playing piano, I have no idea what notes my fingers are playing. I just know that I'm just feeling for a sound. I'm just going for a certain type of sound to go along with my mood, to go along with my emotions. And so I'm not analyzing like that, which is interesting. Sometimes I wish I knew more about music theory, and I wish I could sight read better. But and I started building up to that some time ago, but I I gave it up and I just started feeling my way through music. And that's what I do now. I just feel my way through it.
I mean, this is a good way. So, like, you think less, and then you will feel, like, better. I mean, like, happier, at least, when you're really, like, enjoying music.
That's what I'm going for. I just want to enjoy it. Or even if I don't enjoy it, like, a lot of times, a lot of music makes me cry. Or it makes me, like, feel aggressive, which is good for certain situations, like going to the gym or something like that. So... and then some of it is just cathartic. It helps me to express things that I'm feeling. Like if I'm experiencing grief or some kind of sadness, then, I want the music to feel that way. So that's what I've always listened to music for, is the emotions. And I got, when I went to school, I started having to learn some of the music theory stuff, but I'm kind of lazy, to be honest with you, when it comes to that stuff. Like, I think feeling emotions for me is a quicker route to, for example, a friend of mine, Christine, she's a professional violinist, and she can play pretty much anything she looks at. And she is so good. Her manual dexterity, her hands, the way they move, her bow technique, everything is incredible. But she's only composed maybe a handful of songs, like maybe 5, less than 10 songs for sure. And so, but that's because she's so technical. She knows the music theory. Whereas myself, I've performed and improvised and composed and written original songs that are probably close to 1,000. But it's because I haven't analyzed it. Like, does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I think a lot of musicians do the same way, because everybody's got their own ways to do, like deal with music or deal with their own thoughts, something like that. I mean, anything could work.
But there are musicians, though, I know of, though, that have total command of music theory, but they create things by emotion. And I wish I was there sometimes. I know people. Like my friend I was talking about earlier, Bob, or otherwise known as Robert Woods Ledoux, he creates music from his heart, but he also knows the intricacies of music theory. And he studied percussion. So when he was in school for music, he studied, how to play every different kind of percussion, and that was his focus. And but he also plays guitar, and he plays bass guitar, and he sings, and he can play keyboard, and it's just like, and he's just the compositions he creates are amazing. Like, he's just one of the best musicians I know, and I've had the fortunate experience to be able to. We recorded 5 songs together. They were all heavy metal songs, but they would probably be considered like progressive or alternative metal, because they're not normally what you would think of as metal or heavy metal. Have you ever done any type of like hard rock or heavy metal songs yourself?
I had a band before in school when I was in undergrad.
Yeah.
So I've never like composed anything about rock, but I sang rock before.
And what do you think about it? It's probably what is your favorite genre? It would have to be jazz, I'm guessing, right?
I'm sorry?
Your favorite genre, your favorite style of music, it would be jazz?
Well, actually, no.
Good. Okay, well, tell me about that. That's what I want to know. I want to know what is.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, jazz is something like I like, but not my favorite. But it's like, because I've been studying popular music for so long. I mean, like for 5 years. I feel like I need to do something different. And jazz is something like nobody ever taught me before.
Yeah.
Not in China. So like, I need to learn. I need to know like how it works, and because it's so different. And also, I feel like I could improve a lot. At least, like maybe not in how to sing a song, but I would improve like the way I think about music when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It requires you like really good feeling about improvisation, like the feeling of chords or the knowledge of the jazz theory, music theory, and also like jazz is related to classical, so like it's really worthy to learn. but I like I actually like soul or gospel the best. I feel like gospel is my life because I really like the way they sing in this. I've never been to a church. I mean, like a black church before. I really want to do that because I'm a Chinese. I'm not able to do like not I don't want to be a racist, but I really want to be part of that because I feel like they're so talented, and I hate my voice because
What?
well, like no, I mean like the way I mean the songs you guys hear now I'm singing is just like different from the way I used to be. It was just because I shaped my own voice. I want myself to be a black woman.
But listen,
I want to have the voice because I really love this kind of texture of the voice, and I feel it's so powerful. And like every time when they're just like open their mouth and sing just one note, I feel the energy. I want myself to have that feeling.
It would just require you to relax.
I'm sorry?
I said it just requires you to relax.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think I can relax and then sing it out like that. Because I don't think my body would allow me to do that. I got so, like, my voice is not strong enough.
Emmy,
so that's why
you're joking. You have one of the best voices I've ever heard. There's no reason, like, your voice is so magnetic. It's so electrifying. You have no idea. I don't know if enough people haven't told you that, but that's all that I've ever said to you. Is when I was like, that's the reason why I talked to you in the first place. Was your voice. Like, you have one of the best voices I've ever heard, and that's okay. It's fine. You can be as humble as you want to. That's just your nature. That's who you are. That's fine. But I feel like you have the ability to do anything with musically with your voice that you put your mind to, that's within your range and whatever. But if you want to sing gospel and that's what you really like, then sing it. I mean, I know a lot of gospel songs myself, and I can sing them, but for some reason, I tend to gravitate more towards aggressive sounding music like heavy metal. Although I found that my favorite music to sing was very close to gospel. But a lot of people said, I used to play a lot just outside. I would just sit outside at a bus stop or at a park or at a coffee shop, and I would just start writing songs with the acoustic guitar. And the consensus came to be that a lot of people described my music as being blues and with a combination of grunge, which is like bands like Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Soundgarden, and I don't know if you know those bands, but they all came out of like Seattle, and it was like more like a depressed, dark, moody. Even bands like Alice in Chains could be part of that, but people would describe it as being bluesy or grunge, or a combination of blues and grunge, and some of it was very gospel like, because I was just, or it could even be considered, I could be like a crooner, like Harry Connick Jr. or, some of the older singers. But it was just because, again, as I was talking about before, I was just singing from my emotions. I wasn't overthinking it. I was feeling my way through the music. And I think that's what a lot of the black churches and black gospel singers were doing, especially because a lot of the stuff that, the black people were going through, with like slavery and a lot of oppression, and the music was a way of expressing themselves. So sometimes you have to feel that in order to be able to sing like that. You know what I mean? But you do have that ability, and if you pay attention, there are people who will make you feel like that in the United States, unfortunately. You being from China. So they're going to look at you funny, they'll talk behind your back, they'll say stuff, and if you pay attention, that's where you get the fuel from. That's where you get the source of emotion from, to be able to sing in that gospel way. But you do have to maybe go to one of those black churches and listen to them sing and feel it. And it's not always the same. Sometimes people are just faking it. You just have to figure it out for yourself. And you know what, Emmy? You know what you need to do? You need to try to compose your own gospel song.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I just feel like I can do the lyrics out, but I never like get the good melodies out when I'm trying to do gospel. I don't feel, like the same feeling when I heard someone else's pieces.
Well, so the thing I noticed about China is that, religion is not really promoted there a lot. I do know in Hangzhou there was a big church that I used to pass by all the time when I would ride my bike. There's a big Christian church in Hangzhou. It has a big cross on top of it. You've probably seen it before.
I've been there before.
Yeah. But religion is not a thing. Like, China doesn't really care about religion that much. Is that true, right? Am I saying that correctly, right?
Yep.
Right. So it's kind of not a big thing. And so, and I'm also not a religious person. Like, I don't care about religion either. I care about spirit and feelings and emotions and love and people. So religion is not a big thing to me but I like to be exposed to a lot of the music that goes along with religion. And I think that you kind of have to do that if you want to understand gospel. And also, though, there's something about gospel. Like, I've sang gospel songs. When I was in high school, there was this one song, interestingly enough, is a gospel song. It goes like this. It goes, it's a Christian gospel song. And it sounds something like this. I haven't sang it for a long time. It says, I will sing of God's mercy every day, every hour. He gives me power, and I will sing and give thanks to thee for all the toils and snares and traps that he has brought me out. He is my God, and I'll serve him no matter what the test. Trust and never doubt. Jesus will show you, bring you out. He's never failed me yet. He's never failed me. He's never failed me yet. And it just has like this, this groove, this beat, this interesting. And I toned it down because I can't scream into this microphone. But it's like, it has a cool feeling to it. So I get you. I get where you're coming from, where you really like it. Gospel music is really cool.
Yeah, and you sounded great.
Well, thanks. But the feeling of it is cool. I love that feeling of it. And maybe it has something to do with the fact of my genetics, because I'm black and I have the sound of my voice, whatever does that. But I feel like anybody can do that. I don't really think it has to do with race or genetics so much. I feel like if you feel it, you can do it. And if you, like you say you love it and it's your favorite type of music, then I just think you need to put a lot of energy into it.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. All right, Emmy, what are we looking at on time for you? Because we've been talking for 45 minutes. And I want to make sure I know you're a busy girl and you got to get to school and stuff like that. So.
I have another meeting with my teacher at 2:00. So we can talk for 10 more minutes.
Okay.
It's fine.
Good.
Yep.
And then we'll get out of here. Awesome. All right. So, one question I wanted to ask is, you told me before, but I want to hear it again. What is Emmy's your English name? And which I think is funny to me. It's so funny that, like, you go to China and especially students of English are always giving themselves like what they think are English names, like Emmy, for example.
Yeah.
But I feel like people that when foreigners go to China, they should learn Chinese names. So Emmy, what is your Chinese name?
Yi Hong Guo.
Yi Hong Guo.
Yep.
And
That's totally right.
And so, what's that? Say that again.
Yi Hong Guo.
Right. And then what did you say after that?
Oh, I mean, you pronounce it totally right.
Oh, okay, cool. And of course, in the Chinese custom tradition, you usually say your family name first, right?
Yeah, but I just said my given name first.
What? Okay, so how would you say it traditionally, like a Chinese? Guo Yi Hong, right?
Yeah, 郭一红.
Guo Yi Hong. Okay. All right, that's what I thought. Okay. And is it Hong is red?
No, it's another word. It's actually so oh my god. So like the gesture of this word, I mean this letter,
Yeah.
hong,
Yeah.
it's combined with both like oh my god, how am I gonna say that? So like if you see it separately, the left part of it, it's river.
Okay.
Jiang, river. And then the right part of it, it's a bird, miao. So it combined with the word hong. So it means like huge or like how I'm gonna say that? It's just like something to describe like your life will be like going far.
Expansive, right? That makes sense. Like like if a bird was flying over a river,
Yeah,
it's very
like
far,
that.
like expansive. Okay, and the E, it sounds like one, but I know that's not. It's a different tone.
It's the fourth tone, E.
Yeah.
So it's also there's also an animal in it. It's a rabbit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was born in the year of rabbit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and also the this word means. Okay, dang it! I need to Google it. I don't know what this means. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
goodness.
What year were you born in?
1999.
Oh my God, you are a child, a baby.
Oh, I'm hard healing. I'm kind of old here right now.
What?
School. Everybody thought like, "Are you a freshman? Are you a freshman?" I was like, "I'm already 22 years old. I'm almost dying. I'm freshman." Like I can't.
Wow.
It's just crazy.
1999. That sounds like that's like a Prince song. We're gonna party like it's 1999. That's crazy.
Ah.
So and then the first part, the guo.
Oh yeah. I just found the meaning of the second word.
Okay.
It means like just what is that? Happiness, you know, like you're extraordinary, something like that.
Yeah.
Or you can say like I'm like a rabbit. I'm good at escaping. That's what I'm feeling about myself.
Ah, I see. Okay.
I got the word.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, Emmy, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. I really appreciate that you let me have this much time with you. Like I said from the beginning when I met you, I was fascinated by your voice. I could see that you're passionate and you love it, and I really feel like you're going to be doing amazing and great things in music. And I also feel like you will be able to, if what you want to do is stay here in the USA, that is, and teach or do something, I know that it can happen. And I know that you have a lot of connections maybe right now, and you're making friends and talking to people at school. But I will also do anything that I can to also help out with that and just make some contacts with people and see if they have any solutions or anything that they can help with. Especially, so what I do want to know though is, do you have your sights on California? Is that a place you want to go to, like to Berkeley?
I'm not sure because the only place I know is Musicians Institute.
Right. But would you like to stay in the Northeast, like where you are now, like maybe New York?
Oh, I feel Boston is a good city, but it always gets so cold in winter, and the winter was so long. This is just the only thing I cannot stand, but I would love to stay here because, you know, it's kind of safe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't ask for too much. Well, like, it just be safe for me, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in touch with my friend Robert Woods Ledoux. He lives in Bakersfield, California right now. And, you know, he definitely is, he's a musician to the core. Like, that's all he does. He has a YouTube channel. He puts out music. Right now he's focusing on doing a lot of African music, and he plays like every type of percussion you could possibly think about. He makes videos where he has like 9 different frames, and he's playing like 10 different parts, and he records them, and it's fascinating. It's amazing. I'll send you a link after we're done.
Okay.
So
Yeah, appreciate
yeah,
that.
so you can hear that, and then also, I'll pass on his information to you, and I'll talk to him, and then you never know what can happen. I feel like you should be able to have everything that you want to accomplish and achieve, because I think you're awesome. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm one of these people. I'm a huge fan. I know we've only met, a handful of times, but I've heard you sing, and you have a great personality. You're super friendly. Like, you're just you're a really cool person. Like, there's not a lot of people like you. You're very rare. Believe it or not, you might not know that, but you are. And for some reason, I happen to meet a lot of really cool, rare people that come into my life, and I'm very thankful for it. I really am. I appreciate that.
I'm happy that we get to meet, like in the night club. I mean, it's just like feels so different because the first time I met you, my tutor knows you. I think you guys spoke before, maybe. So she told me like, well, you're like you do boxing, and you also do rock music. You write your own songs. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I would never expect it. Like, we get to talk to each other, and like now you're in America, I'm in America too, and like I can't believe like I have another friend also like in America.
I think it's so cool too. Like, I also thought about the coincidence that we both came here around the same time. Like, you got here in August, and I got here like maybe 2 weeks later, on September 4th. It's just, I just thought that was amazing. Because when you told me you were coming to the United States, and I thought, where are you going? So, and the funny thing about that too is that I was not even going to be here on the East Coast. So we're both in the same time zone right now, because when I came back to the United States, I landed in California on September 4th. But when I got there, I just thought to myself, okay, I can't handle this right now, because I was dealing with a lot of grief. My wife died in October 24th of 2019 when she was in New York, and she never came back home to China, and so I was just like, I was really sad about that, and I'm still not over it. It's like it's a very hard thing, because she was a really great friend. Like, she's the best person I've ever known, and I don't understand how the world works sometimes and why stuff like this happens. But I was really sad, and so when I got to California on September 4th, I was just like, I can't be here right now. And so I turned around and I went back to Los Angeles International Airport, and I got on a plane, and I came over to Virginia Beach. So it's like the most east part of Virginia I can get to. And that's where I am now. And you just happen to be on the East Coast. And then I remembered, I'm like, oh, crap, Emmy's here. And thankfully, we have WeChat, so I was able to reach out to you. And I'm just like, man, I'm so lucky to just. And Emmy, sorry, I'm going to let you go right now. I know you got to go, but like, you have to understand, like, I'm a huge fan of yours. And I know, like, I'm praising you. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable with what I'm saying, but, like, I think you're awesome.
I'm thankful for, like, my music, like, my voice.
Yeah, I just think you're awesome. I just love that. I gravitate. I'm magnetized by people who have talent, and I can see that you love it, and I can see that it's a passion of yours, and that's a very beautiful thing. And the fact that you're able to go to school for that and pursue that professionally. So, what I would like is, even if it's like a song, can you text me like a link to, or do you have, or maybe even send it to me on WeChat? Because I'd like to attach a song that you've sang to this podcast. Because I can edit it and put it in there. If you can send me something, that would be great. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I think people should be able to hear your voice when they listen to this podcast. Like,
sure, no problem.
Yeah, so send me something when you can. I'll wait for it before I publish the podcast until you send me something. So either you're going to say, okay, Hakeem, here's the song, or you're going to say, don't publish anything. But as soon as you give me an answer, then I'll publish it, and I'll send you also the link so you can hear it. I think it was a great conversation. Again, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope we can talk again soon.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want to ask more questions, we can get another time and then, you know, like, talk more about that.
Yeah, I think that if we do have another conversation, it's going to be great because we've just did this one, and you can see right now that that you feel the pace of it, and I just went at your pace because I was like, I'm just trying to feel you out, and I just want to make sure that you're comfortable and you can do this, and again, I just really appreciate you. Like, you're one of the coolest people. I'm so glad that we got to talk, and we'll talk soon. Make sure to send me a song. Something that
sure, no problem.
People can hear your voice.
Okay.
All right, Emmy.
Well,
yeah.
Inviting me for this talk, and yeah, I'm happy we get to talk.
For sure. So, you have a great day. I hope you have a good time with your teacher today, and keep in touch. Send me some music.
Yeah, no problem. I will do that. Thank you so much.
Okay, Emmy. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's so crazy to me how mistakes can be a blessing in disguise. Lord, I'm so glad you're making me a masterpiece. When you look at me, do you see a work of art in the making? Guess that's what I think. I wonder what you see in me. Like, what do you think? When my life is not a melody in the morning and I feel received, yeah. Do you still believe in me like a symphony? And you know how to make all things work together. Crazy how mistakes can be miracles in the sky. That's what tonight I'll pray. Don't take your love away. Forever in your embrace. Without you, I'm like a song with a wave. Talk about the wind and sea. And when I'm incomplete, just how it cries from me. God, take my heart forever, it's yours. Make me a masterpiece. When you look at me, do I make you smile like what you created? Working patiently, yeah. Appreciate it, I am worth your time. 'Cause I wanna be, and be the soul that you turn into a treasure. Crazy how mistakes can be miracles in the sky. That's what tonight I'll pray. Don't take your love away. Forever in your embrace. Without you, I'm like a storm with a weight. Tossed by the wind and sea. And when I'm incomplete, but just what it cries from me. God, take my heart forever, it's yours. Make me a masterpiece. 'Cause what I wanna be, so I pray, don't take your love away. Forever in your embrace. Without you, I'm like a song with a wave. tossed by the winter's beat. And when I'm incomplete, just one request from me. God, take my heart forever, it's yours. Make me yours.
Now you know that you're a masterpiece. You probably feel like a catastrophe. You in the mirror every day saying, ugh, like masterpiece. That ain't really how it had to be. Now hold up, listen, you acting totally different. You got a whole new position. You are the Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, whole new addiction. You think I'm totally kidding, but hold up a minute. Don't compare yourself with none of them. You one-on-one and ain't no synonym. A master artist, take a mess and make a masterpiece. And look at you, you've been a gem. You shining.
God, take my heart forever, it's yours. Maybe your peace. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, your masterpiece.
All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Emmy, she's awesome. Like I said, I met her in Hangzhou, China, and she's an amazing musician. One of the nicest people ever, as you could hear from listening to her. As I spoke to her, she's always been very open, so cool. Like she's a curious person. Like she's super friendly. Like I just one of these people who's just loving and trusting, and can also feel your energy and knows, whether or not she can trust you and be around you, and just has a mind-blowing amount of talent that you haven't even, like, you couldn't experience that from the conversation. And because she's so modest, but the stuff that she's saying, like, she's genuinely modest. Like, she wasn't faking her modesty. She is genuinely modest compared to the talent that she has. It's very rare to see somebody with that amount of talent, and I hope she always stays as cool and calm and chill as she is, because this woman is destined for great things. So let's keep listening. I'm going to do my best. Hopefully she'll send me a link or a recording of some of her music soon, and I'm going to edit that into this podcast. If not, it's fine too. We just heard from the wonderful, lovely Emmy, who is now at the New England Conservatory in Boston. And like I said, you heard in the conversation, I met her in Hangzhou, China. There's a place called Nine Bar or Nine Club, and both of us performed on the stage there several times, and that's how we met. So anyway, thanks for listening. I know that there are a lot of interesting things and wonderful tidbits of information that you will hear in these podcasts. This one is going to go into the podcast that's called MC Narcissist, simply because that's mainly my music podcast. And I think that's also the podcast that I did with Robert Woods Ledoux. And so for all the musicians that I interview, they're going to go into that category. So again, thanks for listening. I'm Hakeem Ali Bokus Alexander. And until next time, stay well.